So, good evening once again. So, the topic given to us is reskilling and lifelong learning, the role of AI in continuous education. So, at my time, the education's purpose was just to go to school, choose subject in grade 11, then crack some examination, entrance examination, or join some university on the basis of grades what we obtain, and the lifelong continue the same career. After that, the time came when we used to say कि ठीक है हर 5 साल में 10 साल में career change होने वाले हैं. We don't know what kind of career opportunity would be there after 10 years from now. But now we can't say what would be the career opportunity for the children who are studying in the school today when they come to their professional life. Maybe 3 years down the line or 2 years down the line, everything would change. So AI has changed everything so fast and changing every day. That's what we are discussing and listening since morning. So in the age of AI, lifelong learning means it's not just about the teaching and learning process. It's about learning, unlearning, and relearning basically. So even at my age and sir's age and everybody sitting on the stage and in the audience, everyone has to learn every day that to keep ourselves in the system. So to understand what lifelong learning actually mean, we have a panel of seasonal educationists, starting from the early education. Jitendra Karsan, Chairman Safari Kid India, one of my good friends, and we have Karan Dev ji from the school education sector, Man School, which is a very reputed school in Delhi NCR. Poonamjeet Kaur ji, Principal Gurukul Global Gurukul World School. Lucky Surana, we have Lucky working in the teacher training and skill education, and finally from the higher education Professor Dr. Bajaj. So starting from early education, what we were discussing in the last panel, to the school education and then the skill education and university education. So we have a complete panel. Last panel is complete, I can say. So we were discussing since morning कि early education में क्या होना चाहिए, और यूनिवर्सिटी तक आते आते बच्चे वो जो सीख कर आए सब बेकार हो जाता है, और यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन लेने के बाद भी वो स्किल तो मिलती नहीं है. तो वी हैव पर्सन हु आर सिटिंग ऑन द चेयर who are working in the field of skill education. So first opening remark from all of you, just a small brief. What does lifelong learning actually mean in the world where in the time of AI skill goes obsolete so fast? What does you start from the ma'am only.
Hello, I will not take too much of a time to introduce myself. My name is Poonamjeet, as has already been said, and I know that since I've also been here since 10:30, it requires a lot of patience. So I would just say that not only are we here as a panel from pre-nursery to college, I myself have been a teacher from pre-nursery to college, and I'm a master trainer. So have worked with children at every stage. And lifelong learning is basically we're trying to make the children learn adaptability. As you said, relearn, unlearn and relearn, very, very important. And of course, we have to also make sure that they are able to adapt to change, because the future is unknown. So if we can create children who are adaptable, resilient, are able to skill themselves very fast. So I think that will really help the children, whatever the situation might be, whatever the tools they might have to learn. So it's their eagerness, curiosity, and willingness to learn.
Jitu.
Hi, good evening everyone. So for me, I think, this continuous learning is something like an attitude that you know whatever I know so far could be wrong, right? So whatever I'm doing right now, whatever my profession is, all the knowledge that I've acquired till now could be wrong. And if you have that attitude, I think you'll keep learning.
So good evening. I know some of you are having tea, but my name is Deepak Bajaj, and I have half my life experience in industry. I'm a construction project manager. 100 towers in Gurgaon I have been involved in. From 2004 when I returned to India from Australia, and 15 years in Australia was academia and PhD. And then 20 years in Gurgaon. Once Gurgaon is built out, I have come to Deakin University. It's the first foreign university campus of the country. And we have done Masters of Business Analytics and Master of Cybersecurity, which the Gift City campus needs. That's the ecosystem which it requires. And having said that, and we talk about lifelong learning, at Deakin, we have Deakin Talent, which is available to every student throughout their life. Throughout their life. It's a portal where modules are there for career changes, career advice, and that we give to every alumni, not just student, every alumni.
Great.
So lifelong learning is that to me.
Great, great.
Good evening, everyone. So, lifelong learning to me, being in the education space for the last 25 years and also having industrial experience for about 20 years, I think it's, in simple words, it's keep upgrading, keep evolving, and don't give up. I think that's one attitude if we can inculcate in children, that they need to keep upgrading themselves in whatever situations, keep evolving, and then don't give up in whatever they're doing.
So, I'll not take, it's as a speaker, it's very difficult at times when you are a speaker or you are a panelist in the last session, because whatever you have researched is already spoken by the people. Yes, but I'll still not do that. I'll just, I'll try to be precise and to the point. I can quote one of our author who has very nicely quoted that the illiterates of 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but there will be those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. It's true. It's not about what, one of our fellow panelists in the previous session said, that shell life of a skill. There was a shell life of the products earlier. Now a new terminology which is there in the industry, shell life of a skill. So you never know, whatever skill you are, learning today may go obsolete in next 2 years. So what to teach? You can teach only adaptability to a child, how to adapt to a certain situation quickly. And for me, I feel that is something we can say is lifelong learning. Thank you, sir.
Great. So, attitude, adaptability, continuous learning portal you have for your alumni to upgrade their knowledge or career change or subject change, or if any point of time the interest changes of anybody, you have that kind of facility. So, basically the lifelong learning means you should have the attitude to understand and accept I don't know anything. Then only we can learn new things. So that is the main crux what I come to know from you people. So starting from the early years now, Jitu, as you and me both are in early childhood learning space, and it is in early childhood learning space, it is very difficult to get trained, qualified teachers even today, because you have your schools in metros only. I have a school in remote areas also, villages also. So it is very difficult to get trained preschool teacher, then in that space, how you will motivate your teachers to learn AI and use AI in your system?
So, since we're talking about AI, probably I'm just waiting for AI-based humanoids to replace teachers, so that I don't have to I don't have to train them. It's all installed, pre-installed. But on a serious note, even in metros, it's very, very difficult to find teachers with the right attitude, because what to teach is the easier part, but at our age, it is how to teach. How to connect with children, because at that age, they need care, they need some sort of human connection. And that's why humanoids might fail. So, countering my own point. So, yeah, I mean, it's difficult. And in that, your second question was, how do you motivate teachers to learn AI? So,
learn and use AI in the system.
So simple, right? I think in previous panel where you were sitting, you all already spoke about it. How do we take away their mundane task, right? I think most schools first think about automation. So I think automation, we are still not there. If you enter any preschool and try to understand how much automation they have, it's not done, right? So figure out small problems of all your teachers and try to find a small tool which will take away their problems. Like you all discussed in your panel, right? A lot of paperwork, they have to write few things, you have to observe a few things. If all that can be taken away by AI, then I think they will be receptive. The other thing is, most teachers are not receptive towards AI not because they fear tech. I think most people don't fear anything. They just fear one thing, that is they don't want to sound stupid or look stupid. And that's why the aversion towards learning new skill. As long as you teach them that this is going to make you or make your job better, or this is how you'll come out smarter, I think people are receptive. Yeah, I mean, these are the few points.
So we have to work very, very hard in case of early childhood space with the teachers to make them understood why it is important to learn AI in their profession also.
Yeah.
So now Poonam ma'am, Poonam ji, we have spoken about the assessment. I myself have spoken about the assessment in the last panel. But how should evaluation method evolve to test a student's critical thoughts and learning process rather than just the final AI assisted output? तो evaluation जो है बच्चे का जो assessment का है वो कैसे आप उसको?
Yeah. So the important thing is that I think very important, the assessment should not be of the product but the process. How the children are coming to that answer is what is important, not what is the answer. I think this every panel they have already said, so that is the basic that we need to know, because the answers are being given, but if you see AI gives a lateral answer, a single answer, the optimal answer. We've got to get the children to think of divergent thinking, creative thinking and critical thinking. So the assessment should be based in such a manner that it is checking that, not whether you got the correct answer, whether you got the original answer, whether you got out of the box kind of an answer, even weird answer. So I think we need to start doing that, encouraging creativity and critical thinking. And we use this word very often, critical thinking, creativity. What is critical thinking? So critical thinking is not critiquing. Critical thinking is to be able to evaluate, to judge. So for that you need critical thinking vocabulary, which we need to give the children. Discuss, compare, contrast, prioritize, which is the best. So this is what we need to start working on. So not only should our curriculum change, so it should not be answer-based, our curriculum. Our curriculum has to be question-based, as a lot of people have already said. So the important thing is that the children need to start questioning everything. They need to learn, so it'll help in the AI also, because they will learn prompting. Yes, so that's good questioning. And most important is that we can convert the assessment to not problem solving, but problem creating. The children should create the problems and then solve them. And another way to increase critical thinking is that there is a situation which we've given and they have understood. At the moment, offline, you change one or you tweak one item out of that. Now, if the children can solve that, so that is critical thinking. See, when we have, when we are doing something we already know and the AI is giving us all the answers, we're not really using our brains. But if we have to find solutions on our feet, yes, with limited resources, that is actual intelligence. So that is what we need to teach our children, besides, of course, resilience, empathy. So all this will teach them creativity. It is just that our obsession with the correct answer has to stop. We need to work on creativity, curiosity, and empathy. The CCE, I feel, of education is curiosity, creativity, and empathy. Thank you.
So, what I understand, the children should be should start questioning themselves also, because what today's education system and my time or your time, education system was the right of asking question was with the teachers only, with the parents only. But now because the AI tool is there on the phone or laptop of the student, then he or she can ask the question.
Only if they know how to ask questions.
Only if they know how to. It means the curiosity will be, the AI is creating more curious children basically, so that they can understand the subject matter and they can, formulate their own question and they'll try to find out the solution of those
I'll
questions.
say the same thing again. For me, more than the how and the what, the why is important.
Why is very important.
The more we keep asking why do I do this? Why is this like this? Why, we can't do like this? So reverse engineering, going backwards, like somebody said, dismantle the thing. Building is one thing, you've learned it, but dismantling it is another thing. And then rebuilding, so that's learn and relearn. That is the strategy going ahead.
Right. Thank you. So now to Karanji, as you are, headmaster in one of the most reputed residential cum day school in Delhi NCR, Man School, which is one of the very highly reputed school. And I believe many of the teachers reside in the campus itself, or most of the teacher, I don't know. Most of the teacher lives in the campus only, and there are a good number of children stays in the campus itself. So how would, as we were discussing in the lounge itself, you have set some boundaries or some check and balances for your own children also. So in a residential school, where every child must be having some device, maybe some laptop or anything, maybe you may must have allowed after certain grade, or they may be having devices, if not personal, then maybe having devices in the school itself. So how you will set the boundaries for the children when they have AI in their hand, on their fingers? So what kind of boundaries you will set for the children in your school, and so that they'll understand the things clearly and they'll think critically what ma'am said. And finally, what is the output you will look out from those children on the basis of AI?
Firstly, I would like to say that I run a horizontal school. It's not in verticals, it's a horizontal school. Why I do say that we, in the whole school, we don't have buildings which are having 4 or 5 floors, and it will gonna stay like that till the time we exist there in NCR. We still have 30,000 trees in our campus. We still have horses, and students actually go, take care of these horses and all. Why I'm telling you this? As it has nothing to do with the AI. But there is one element which AI cannot teach to any child, that is empathy. And one more thing I would like to say, that in all the time we have a fear that students will become the slaves of AI. No, we should always teach them how to use AI, how to play with AI. we should not make them dependable on the AI. Similarly, I can quote one example to you. Recently, our students have come up with a globe. Many of the people, when even that question was asked to me by my science department, what that AI has to do with the humanities? Yeah, there are many tools which are coming up now, but these students, these are very creative now. They have come up with a globe in which they can predict future wars on the present geopolitical conditions. They can predict what would be the outcome of that war. I can understand that is at a very, basic stage, but I can surely believe that many of the teachers and the school leaders who could have not even thought about it, about this important element. So, firstly, we have our checks and balances of device usage in our school. Students only use them for the projects, for something creative they would like to do. And I can proudly say that, and half of the people in the house will not believe it, students don't want to use that. Students don't want to use that.
devices.
They wake up at 5 o'clock, sleep 10-ish. At times they get some project, they use the device. Otherwise, they don't use the device. Still, now we have revived our new thing, which is letter writing. Students have forgotten that art of writing. So they are writing letters. They write thank you letters to, to the Farashes who helped them. So there are checks and balances for sure, but students already know more than what we can imagine. With the limited usage of the devices, they have come up with a project. So I think that it is not something which is highly, device dependent, but it is something to do with the idea. If a child has that kind of idea, I know device will surely supplement that idea and they will do wonders. Thank you.
Great. So now Lucky, as you are in teachers training and skill education, you are into teacher training and skill education. So the AI is advancing very fast. Every day, if you ask any question today, and after 5 minutes itself, you ask the same question, you will get some different answer. Because millions of people are sitting to educate the AI system, basically. So as you are into the teacher training, you are skilling teachers, you are reskilling teachers, because you are giving services to many schools. You have your own teacher training institutes also. I think you told me some 15, 17 some teacher training institute. So are teachers skilling fast enough? One thing, जैसे AI एडवांस कर रहा है उसके हिसाब से हमारी टीचर्स भी उतनी स्किल हो पा रही हैं, उतनी उसी स्पीड से उसको अडेप्ट करने के लिए, और वी आर जस्ट ड्रीमिंग ऑफ बिल्डिंग AI क्लासरूम विदाउट AI रेडी टीचर्स? क्या हमारी टीचर्स उसको समझ पा रही हैं, सीख पा रही हैं, या हम खाली सपना देख रहे हैं कि हमारी टीचर्स जो हैं वो क्लासरूम में AI को ठीक से इम्प्लीमेंट कर लेंगी?
So I have a little different perspective here. Since morning we are listening to AI tools, different tools, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, lot of things. I come from an earlier space, all thanks to Dr. Swati ma'am, whom I met in 2016. Prior to that, I was into after-school programs for children in the age of 6 to 16. But coming to 2016, when I met Swati ma'am, I understood the real challenge of early years. Okay, and that's where I thought this is a place where I think I should be doing something. See, this entire thought process about AI, or the entire discussion about AI, we spoke about a couple of years back. We had internet and everybody was talking about internet, and we had computer labs, and every school started saying, oh, we have a computer lab, and we thought, are teachers ready for these computer labs? Okay, are they going to be replaced by jobs or something? But I'll purely talk from the earliest perspective. In early years, what I think what teachers need or what children need is more of a human connection, rather than being in the rat race of how much I know about AI or how many tools do I know from the AI. If I am a smart teacher, if I know 20 AI tools, tomorrow 21st tool come, I will still adapt it. But more from the early years, a teacher's skill set is largely to connect with the child than to connect with the screens. So while you use AI, like we spoke, that you use AI to reduce your task or make your task more easier so that you have more time to spend or invest with that child. You invest time in creating assessment tools which otherwise when I interacted with a couple of schools and when I interacted with a couple of teachers, one of the shocking thing which I came across is teachers were taking the assessments home. Because the task has to be completed, they had to take that home, and while they were at home at their leisure, they were marking the parameters with the school it said, ye parameters aapko judge karna hai, and based on their thought process, based on their mood, they have done whatever they have done. If I have to recommend any earliest teacher, I would say make your task easier through the AI tool. Don't run behind saying, am I a AI equipped teacher? क्या मुझे सब कुछ आता है? ज़रूरत नहीं है. In the earliest, ज़रूरत नहीं है. Okay. At the same time, make use of that tool, minimize your task, focus on the milestones of the child, observe that child, make those comments, and that's where I think the entire education system in the early years gets transformed. So, learning and unlearning and relearning. See, the difficult task, with all the due respect, is to educate an educator. It is the most difficult task. Because at some point of time, let us all accept, we think हमको सब आता है, ज़रूरत नहीं है. Okay, but after some time we feel, why didn't I learn this? ये मैंने क्यों नहीं सीखा? So I think that relearning part, that thought process that I will constantly need to upgrade myself irrespective of whatever and however the situation is, we need to do that. Tech by default, again, with my visits to 1,000 plus preschools span India, I have seen that teachers get scared of tech. The moment they say tech, they get scared. So I think tech is a beautiful tool. Sir rightly said that you need to play with that. You should know how to play with tech. And if that is done, I think upskilling, reskilling is what teachers need to do. Thank you.
So, there is no doubt it is very difficult to teach the teachers. क्योंकि एजुकेटर्स को एजुकेट करना, लॉयर को लॉ समझाना बड़ा मुश्किल है. तो टीचर्स को सुनना पसंद नहीं होता, टीचर को सुनाना ही पसंद होता है. सच्चाई तो यही है, हम सब लोग यही करते हैं, पूरा दिन लेक्चर दे रहे हैं, क्लास में भी टीचर आती है लेक्चर देती है. बट नाउ बिकॉज द स्टूडेंट एंड द पेरेंट आर बिकमिंग मोर स्मार्टर with the help of technology, AI and other tools. So students have started asking questions. That is the good part of the technology what taught to the children.
Now if you see, the students know more than the teachers, and the teachers are not teachers anymore, they are moderators.
Yeah, moderator.
So they are not teachers in the class.
Like I am moderating, I am not sharing any knowledge. Whatever you people are, speaking, I am taking out something and just summarizing. So now the university education, early education happen, skill education happen, school education happen, and now the university relearning. So can AI based system, because जो बच्चे हमारे यहाँ से पढ़कर आ रहे हैं स्कूलों से, वही बच्चे आपके यहाँ जा रहे हैं सर, है ना? So and the teachers, the thought process of the professors and lecturers in the university is entirely different. There is no connection between the school teachers and the university teachers. There is no progression of the education. Entirely change of atmosphere for a child and everything. So I just wanted to ask, sir, can AI based system actively recommend career shift and suggest customized education pathways based on an individual historical performance and future market trend? Basically, your job is to make the student who comes from the school, to make the student ready for the job market or for job creator. या तो जॉब क्रिएटर बनेगा या जॉब सीकर बनेगा. तो यूनिवर्सिटीज रोल इज टू प्रोड्यूस द ट्रेन्ड youth who can either take the right job, ready to take the right job, or ready to take give the jobs.
So it's interesting. I will relate to my experience before I tell you. So when I graduated from engineering, the first job was Gurgaon mein roads banane ka, right? So making roads. The township had just started 87.
So I have seen Gurgaon because I am from Delhi
So
NCR.
it's
I have
all-
seen Gurgaon from the village.
So you were doing roads. Then 3 years I did all of the development, housing, everything. Then I realized maybe I need a master's. So that's when the curiosity, when there was no information. So I went to the Australian High Commission on Rakhi because they were not on holiday. And then suddenly they said, oh, you can do this master's. And actually, I went ahead and did it. So what I'm saying, that curiosity drove me to Australia. Now there, the first job I land up is a lecturer. Never done lecturing, end up with a lecturer, along with my master's, right? So that was relearning. I mean, I didn't know how to stand in front of 30 kids and, give a lecture. So relearning. That AI wasn't there that time, right? Your mind was working. It was emotional quotient, how to connect with the student, how to give them examples of my life. I can't give Australian examples. I'm giving Indian examples. Then came the interesting part is, now, 30 years on, I'm talking to LinkedIn Learning, and they have a tool available which gives market insights, and AI validator is one of the most important job which will come up in this next 2-3 years. Validator of domain knowledge. So like mine is construction. So, and I tested it. I asked Claude, give me 150 questions to test the competence of project managers. It gave me beautiful 150 questions. But I had to sit down and validate each and every question before it went out to the industry. You see, so the AI validation, your question was learning, relearning, and these questions are already being addressed. In different industries, it's different. So IT industry, GCC, the whole game of global capability centers in India is actually revolving around AI. AI, cybersecurity, analytics. And this is our biggest service growth market of the country. And these are the 3 skills. So I feel relearning is already happening. And we all are adopting in our own way, depending on what your experience is. But never leave the domain. If you keep the domain with you, then you can be the AI validator. This is my thought.
Yeah, right, sir. Rightly said. So, as the time given, we have very less time now. So, just to summarize, as we, I can say the generation what Gen Z or now the new generation, whatever you name, any generation. So, नहीं जनरेशन हम तो कहते थे नेक्स्ट जनरेशन, अभी ये यूएस से एक नई टर्मिनोलॉजीज आ गई हैं जिसको हमने अडॉप्ट कर लिया है, जैन जी, जैन अल्फ़ा, बेबी बूमर्स, है ना. तो ये सब सर मैंने अभी 4 दिन पहले ही देखा. आई वॉज सिटिंग बाई माई किड्स, तो मैंने कहा मैं कौन से जैन एक्स, माई इज जैन, यू मस्ट बी जैन बेबी बूमर. तो अभी बट वन थिंग इज फॉर श्योर, the new generation, whether it is Gen Z or Gen Alpha, they are much smarter than us. There is no doubt about it. They are much smarter than we are. Hard worker, they are smart worker. They think from the stage जहाँ हमारी सोच खत्म होती है, ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, वहाँ से उनकी सोच शुरू होती है. So they are very smart. In that case, this is from all of you, single line answer only. तो इन बच्चों से जो अभी इतने स्मार्ट बच्चे हैं, they all of them like shortcuts. हमारे टाइम पर वो जब when I did my masters and MPhil and PhD, तो बहुत लंबी हमें आंसर्स लिखने पड़ते थे, इवन इन द एग्जामिनेशन, फाइनल एग्जामिनेशन. एक आंसर 10 पेज का होता था. अभी वो घट के फिर 1 पेज का हो गया. अभी वो एक एक लाइन के हो गए हैं, तो एक लाइन वाले ही आंसर आप लोगों से चाहिए। तो
एक लाइन के आंसर के लिए आपने 5 लाइन का क्वेश्चन बोला।
नहीं, मैं इन बच्चों से कनेक्ट कर रहा हूँ, तो जो भी बच्चे यहाँ बैठे हैं, मतलब मैं ये मान के चल रहा हूँ ये क्लासरूम है हमारा, तो ये जो बच्चे हैं जो क्लासरूम में हम लोगों के पास होते हैं, दीज चिल्ड्रन आर वेरी स्मार्ट एंड दे लुक फॉर शॉर्टकट्स फॉर एवरीथिंग। इन दैट शॉर्टकट वेदर हम कैसे वो प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे कि वो अपने आंसर्स भी एआई से पूछ रहे हैं, और सारे सब्जेक्ट के जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, विदाउट टेकिंग द अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट और क्वेश्चन, दे आर जस्ट पुटिंग क्वेश्चन ऑन द एआई chatbot and they are getting answer and they are writing on the notebook and presenting to you, ma'am ये मेरा homework हो गया. So the real learning will not happen in that case. So how will we protect them not to follow the shortcuts?
Okay, so I'm not a very, very big fan of AI, but I'm also using it. I'm getting my teachers to use it. In my introduction, I did not say I'm a principal of a school in Chandigarh, a Gurukul World School. So what we should do, I guess, and what we are doing is that the children should be given whatever task, like I said, but they should be able to explain the logic of the answer. So whatever answer they've given, we are not looking at the correctness of it, but we want to know why. So if they can explain the logic, that means understanding has happened. See, children do not need to learn everything. They don't need to memorize. So the Bloom's taxonomy, when we talk about it, we don't have to sit at the bottom. The remembering and the understanding, the AI is doing. Let's analyze, let's synthesize, let's evaluate, and let's create. So if we give those kind of questions to the children, they will not be able to just use AI, right? Questioning them, debating, changing the situation, like I told you. So these are all ways in which teachers can cut short the use of AI. So I have just done a training on competency-based, assessments in English. So that was the first of the CBSE. It has just been launched. And I realized that it is so difficult for teachers to make questions. And we have to teach the children to question. So that is why the whole curriculum has to now move towards questioning, not answering. And that is how we can, take the shortcut.
That's great. Jitu.
I want to say a small story, okay, before I answer.
Small only.
Very small. So, many years ago when I was in tech, I was working with a bank, developing some tech work for them, and my security guard came and told me, he said, ये जो ATM है ना, बहुत अच्छी चीज़ बनाई है आप लोगों ने. So I said, why? He's like, हमें कभी-कभी 100 रुपए निकालने होते हैं, but when we go to the teller's counter, they look down upon us. कि आ गया फिर से 100 रुपए निकालने, they want to serve the customers. And he said, this ATM is good because the ATM doesn't judge me, right? So I think tech is a great equalizer. So, but that's a problem with students because they're all students, and not to offend anybody, but I saw a lot of questions also being repeated on all the panels because probably everybody's taken help of AI to formulate questions and what to ask the panelists. So the problem is that then everybody's answers will be also the same. So the point is that knowledge is no longer power, right? Today, if you Google all the top 10 problems and how to solve them, ChatGPT, Gemini, everything will tell you. So what's the difference then? Why don't we see more innovation and all that, right? It's implementation, because getting something shortcut and putting it across in a presentation is very easy, or in an answer sheet. How do you implement it? And I think if you move our students towards implementation, rather than just keep the old system of this is the question, answer it, I think we'll be doing the new age disservice. So yeah, that's my 2 bits.
Sir.
So I would say differently. I would say I have moved ahead from this testing. I judge a student on their storytelling. Their way they communicate, the passion they bring, I know they are saying from their heart rather than from AI or mugged. Narrative and storytelling is what now the employers are looking for. And because I am giving outcomes after the university with jobs, I know the employer is actually doing this management interview, HR interview to hear the story. And some very good technical kids could not go through because their storytelling skills or communication was not good. So I would say, let's focus a bit on that element to balance the AI element. That's my thought.
Yeah, great, sir. Lucky.
So to me, like ma'am mentioned, I think AI is nothing but a bigger Google.
With
A big Google.
big Google.
Earlier, assignments were given and we used to Google it and the children would find an answer. Today, information is in every child's pocket. Every child has their own mobile phone. Answers are there with them. What we need to do is to teach the right questioning. What ma'am very correctly said, that the right questioning is very, very important in the world of AI if you have to make the best of the AI. So, shortcuts कम होंगे या ज़्यादा होंगे पता नहीं है sir. But yes, if we can teach them the right questioning, things will be better.
Mr. Karan.
Yes, I would also like to add in that only that you mentioned short-term answers. Kids shortcut answers. Kids are actually towards that short-term answers. I feel let them answer with some kind of shortcut. Give them a long-term experience. One of my students came to me that he was reading some story that there is a traffic jam even on Everest. That he has shown me a photo in which there is a long queue of climbers who are waiting for their turn to do summit on the Everest camp. So he told me that, sir, I would like to do a study on that. I said, why not? Why to do a study on a chat GPT or on some kind of AI? Let's go to Everest Base Camp. I took them to Everest Base Camp, 14 of my students, and 2 of them were 12-year-old, which is a very difficult task for them. Yes, it is a shortcut for them to come to a conclusion, but they have got a long-term experience for them. So I feel this is one of the way we can actually encourage them.
Yeah, great. So the crux of the panel discussion is we are dealing smart generation with the smart technology, so we need to become smart. So that is the only way we can use the right, we can have the right use of AI with the smart generation. So thank you so much for throwing light on all the aspects from early year to skill education to university education to school education. Thank you so much.